Sent away by Varane. Clearance held in there by Henderson. Into the middle now for Foden, trying to wriggle away, and that was blocked by Koundé.
That's twice now. England have won the ball up high up the field, keeping the pressure on. They're not dropping off this French team, getting some real pressure. Picked the pocket of Chouameni, then a poor clearance from France, resulting in the shot from Foden, which was blocked.
Griezmann there, good work on Bellingham to take him off the ball. I mean, just to sell the point, we've got French television next to us. They had a lot of nervous energy beforehand. The nervous energy from all the different English broadcasters in the compound outside Al Bayt Stadium. The reason we've been selling this is a heavyweight matchup. Maguire wins that battle on Griezmann. Henderson wanted it. Maguire keeps it. Foden making the run up the left, trying to slip behind Koundé. Back in for Bellingham, the 19-year-old. Luke Shaw muscled off it. Bellingham picks it up. Foden then upended. And that will be a foul and a free kick. Wilton Sampaio, 40 years old, from Brazil, our referee tonight.
It certainly is a foul. Nice little skill. Good close control there from Phil Foden, drawing the foul from Ousmane Dembele. And in a tournament that we've seen a lot less set-piece goals than going back 4 years ago in 2018, these are two of the better teams in the tournament. England with 2 goals, France with 4 on their side. So some big targets, but also some big-time defenders in there. Let's see what type of service you get from Luke Shaw here.
Set-piece goals cut in half from the last World Cup to this one, even as the total scoring has been just about the same. And Maguire would love a moment. He came in under serious pressure and fire from the English media and fans. Shaw sends this one in. Maguire was waiting for it. It was sent away instead by Upamecano. And an offside flag comes up at the end of it.
See a couple of English players trying to start. Oh, that is close. Looks like Harry Maguire just offside. They're trying to start in an offside position, come back onside as the set piece is taken, to then make sure that they're goal side and have the best look. Just going a little too soon there.
They've played in the World Cup before. The last was 40 years ago. It was in the group stage. They played a couple times at European Championships in the group stage. This really is the biggest ever meeting between England and France. Think about guys like Hugo Lloris, who tonight breaks France's all-time appearance record, playing in his 10th season for Tottenham Hotspur in England. Harry Kane, he's played more than 300 times as a teammate of Harry Kane. They are opponents for just the 3rd time ever tonight. Walker knocks that down. Giroud picks it up. Kylian Mbappe now trying to return for Giroud. Got knocked off balance by Maguire.
I think he was going for the old scorpion kick there over his head, which he has scored before when he played for Arsenal.
Another long-time player in the English Premier League, as that's going to be cleared out by Shaw.
Well, there was miscommunication here. Kyle Walker was that long ball, and he's getting shouts to knock it back to Pickford and headed it back into a dangerous area. Crunching tackle from Griezmann coming in there.
Jordan Henderson, weird to call him a breakout star of this tournament at the age of 32, but that's exactly what he's done, locking down a starting spot the last 3 games. Here he is in the ball again. I think that Foden making the run goes back to Shaw, though.
And France are quite content letting you possess the ball in these spots. They want to will you forward a little bit to open up space for them in transition. So the key is going to be for England is not trying to overplay, not playing passes in the wrong part of the field. It's a bit of a hopeful ball there from Maguire that just goes straight out of play. But it's going to be decision-making, keeping the ball when you can. At times, try to be a little bit more aggressive, getting in behind. I'm watching Phil Foden off the ball, trying to stretch. Same going for Saka to run behind and open up space underneath for Harry Kane.
Notice how few England fans are actually participating in the chant there, and how many England fans just had sort of a nerviness about them. Ooh, trying to throw his body in there. And here from Bellingham, Griezmann comes to meet it. Rabiot trying to steer it along for Giroud. He's able to settle it down. Varane opens it up wide. Ousmane Dembele. In for Griezmann. Back out. Dembele's got runners in the box. The cross comes in. It was just kept away by Stones from Giroud. Dembele, Griezmann, Bellingham coming to meet him. Griezmann, great recovery tackle there. Now he's saying that was last on Griezmann, and it will be out for a France corner.
He's always the guy, though, looking to play off the shoulder of the back midfielders. Let's see. Doesn't look like it took a touch off of Griezmann. Now his service from set pieces has been phenomenal. They aim right for that near post there. 5 players all kind of stacking around the penalty spot, try to run bodies into each other, try to free up a couple of their big center backs, and Mbappe just hunting for that second ball and looking to make himself a nuisance there in front of Jordan Pickford,
who has not allowed a goal in any of the last 3 games for England here at this World Cup. Griezmann driven into the near post, and away by Kane. A long run for Foden there, and he's able to knock it out off Dembele for an England throw. This is actually, in a weird way, a good sign the game has scored us after 10 minutes. Because each of the last 3 tournaments, when England have been knocked out, they led inside of 10 minutes, including this man, Luke Shaw, scoring early in the European Championship final against Italy. They lost in a penalty shootout. Same thing happened the last World Cup against Croatia. So by not scoring, history tells us they've given themselves a better chance. Dembele gets it away for Griezmann. Dembele back on the outside, hooking the cross in. Giroud right at Jordan Pickford, who makes just his 5th save in 5 games.
Well, it's a concern for England, but it's been a strength so far for France. That time Shaw darts out of position, doesn't get the good touch. Once again at the feet of Griezmann, open up the back line. Dembele, his service has been good, put in a dangerous spot. And he's had the time to pick his head up and pick out a pass, as opposed to just whipping it blindly into that area. That time Giroud holding his run, but going back away from goal took his momentum away. See a little pressure from France here.
They're trying to open up for Kyle Walker. They just give him all the space he wants. For either Foden or Kane there. Griezmann as well to keep under pressure. Varane trying to start something. Griezmann in the turn. Bellingham shadowing him. Rabiot bounced off him. That works for Griezmann.
England doing a good job right now, keeping their defensive shape, not getting dragged out, and now they've won it with Kane.
Kane on the run. Rice knocked it away. Gets around to Upamecano. Varane shepherding him wide. Nice resets for Henderson. But all that very comfortable possession for France very quickly turns into...
And that's because they stayed disciplined. They waited for the shot. Declan Rice saw a loose touch, jumps in, wins the ball back, tried to spring Kane. But France have a lot of speed at the back. Did a good job staying 2v1 defensively against him and were able to push him wide. But England have regained some possession here.
Reminiscent of a lot of what we saw last night between Netherlands and Argentina. Rabiot steps in front of Saka to take it away. Adrien Rabiot hands it off. Mbappe hooks it back post. Dembele and Shaw, a late recovery.
Yeah. Well, just watch as Rabiot breaks away here. Kyle Walker leaves a gap for him because he's so concerned about Mbappe. Here he comes. Look at Kyle Walker's positioning. He's not even worried about Rabiot. He wants him to go inside. He does not want to overcommit and allow Mbappe then to have the space 1v1. Ends up being a good idea because ultimately he drops it off to him. He's trying to pick out Dembele at the back post, just overcooks it a little bit, but Luke Shaw gets there first.
It looked like from up here that came off Shaw, but that was Dembele. It sort of sliced off the top of his chin.
Get away with one there, though, don't they? Conceding possession when everybody was pushed up the field, but it was a good, quick recovery.
Turns inside of Griezmann. Opens it up for Kyle Walker. Walker for Saka. Bended there. Referee and assistant referee both had good looks at it. Both said no foul.
Well, now you've got Walker out of position. He's trying to track back. 3 English shirts around Mbappe. Dumps it off.
Turn in there. Upamecano started the sequence. Rice dove in. Couldn't get anything on it. Dembele. Mbappe waiting for it, top of the box. Griezmann instead. Tchouaméni wants it. Tchouaméni scores!
And this starts all the way back in France's defensive end. It's a tackle from Upamecano, and then they spring on the counterattack. The ball gets out to Mbappe. Walker's out of position. Now you're scrambling. You're bringing 4 players over from England. The passing, the moving, coming inside now. The shape is all over the place. And ultimately, Tchouaméni, who arrives late. They're so good 1v1. They attract defenders. They unbalance you. Griezmann unselfishly lays it back. But still, that is a fantastic finish for a man that has been one of the stars for this team, but not for his goal scoring. And he gets a goal here, just his second goal for France. Cuts across it through the legs of Bellingham. Far post, nothing. A full stretch Pickford could do to get a finger on it. Look at that sweet strike, bending away into the corner. France lethal on the counter, and they lead 1-0 here against England.
trying to respond for England. And he is a $100 million player for Real Madrid, but how far down the list would Aurelien Tchouameni have been for the opening goal scorer tonight? It's his second international goal in 19 games. The last was in a friendly against the Ivory Coast in the spring. Now England trail for the first time at this World Cup. Belling upset as he was dumped to the turf off the ball. Here's Saka. Gideon Son and Rabiot. Tangle of legs. Free kick England.
That's nice work from Saka on the dribble. Good close control. Able to get Rabiot to bite. And then ultimately draws the contact right here at the top of the box. Great spot for a free kick. Got his head down. Good strength here to get in front. Gets his leg in front to draw that contact. Great work from Bukayo Saka. And who's this going to be? Is it Luke Shaw and Henderson over it right now?
Now Trippier scored a free kick in the World Cup semi-final 4 years ago. He's on the bench. Marcus Rashford scored a free kick earlier in this tournament against Wales. He's on the bench. I mentioned how little Pickford's had to do. Hugo Lloris is just 2 saves he's had to make.
And you know what's interesting right now? Normally from this spot in the modern game, certainly we have seen players lying behind the wall. There's not a player behind the wall right now. So that makes me think either A, this wall is not going to jump as much, and if they don't, it gives them an opportunity to bend it over the wall, or if they do and you're anticipating that, I'd be thinking Luke Shaw maybe try and roll it underneath that wall, see what happens. As one of the best England free kick takers of all time is watching on David Beckham.
Inter Miami owner as well. Still they're discussing this. It's been a weird tournament for Lloris. 3 goals allowed, 2 saves made. Is he going to be called into action early? Again, it's Henderson and Shaw. Luke Shaw right at Lloris, who makes his 3rd save in 4 games.
Well, this is why they set the wall next to the wall, the English wall, and they're going to move. Watch Harry Kane and Maguire. They're going to move out of the way right as he goes to strike. He ducks underneath. That's the area he's trying to aim at, and Hugo Lloris didn't try and guess, and it's a fairly comfortable save in the end.
That one's out of play from Lloris, though. Well, we decided Didier Deschamps. Let's hear more about what he's built with France. Jenny Taft down on the field. Jenny.
Well, it's impressive, John, and you mentioned it, right? Deschamps looking to become just the 2nd coach in history to win a World Cup twice, and he's been credited by his players for creating this serene environment throughout the World Cup, a sense of calm and togetherness, and it's clearly worked for France. It worked 4 years ago, and they want to continue that magic. Now, Antoine Griezmann said that he believes that this group is so together because of Deschamps, because he creates a sense of calm for this group, and at times, John, you know this. France had been criticized for being a team about individuals. That is not the case. They're on the right path, and it's showing today.
Saka in for King. Got inside of Upamecano. Saved by Lloris. Henderson clipping it across. Scramble of bodies. It'll be cleared. And then a foul. No, not a foul. Throw in for England at the end of it.
What a save. Hugo Lloris. On a day in which he passes Thuram for the most caps in French history, comes up with a massive save on Harry Kane there, off his line so quickly.
Foden able to turn, force backwards. How much? Because 300 games they've played together,
Yeah.
10 years together now at Tottenham Hotspur. How many times has that little moment played out on the practice field?
A ton on the practice field, and I think when you get that familiarity, you understand a guy's tendencies when he's shaping up for a shot. What's he looking for? Is he trying to chip it? Is he going to bend it in the corner? So that, I think in this case, certainly benefits the goalkeeper more.
As many saves for Hugo Lloris in 22 minutes as he had in his first 3 games played here at this World Cup. Did not play, one of a number of French players who didn't play their group stage finale against Tunisia. Mbappe, key block there by Kyle Walker, because Theo Hernandez was off and running.
Look at the pressure. This game's starting to ramp up now. The goal's really changing. You can see the intensity going And it was Harry Kane just moments ago coming close to leveling this one. Upamecano, he feels him. It's great strength from Harry Kane. His body able to turn him and just cannot get enough lift. He goes to the outside of the boot. Overcommits on the right side, so Kane spins him on the left. And now it just needs a little bit more lift underneath. That's in the back of the net, 1-1. It ends up being a great save from Lloris to get out quickly and also still keep his body big.
We've seen Olivier Giroud of France become their all-time leading scorer, passing Thierry Henry at this tournament. That would have brought Kane level with Wayne Rooney, DC United head coach now, for England's all-time scoring record. So a number of fascinating historical superlatives that have fallen or could fall here at this World Cup. For Foden, nowhere to go. Kane trying to get Bellingham on the run. Was there a handball in there? Kane gave up the chase there as Lloris gets it clear. He was yelling at the referee for a handball. Bellingham thought Kane was going to keep running there and let it off for him, it looked like. Saka keeps it in play. And it's poked away by Saka. Kane again gets inside of Upamecano. Oh! Goes down edge of the area. Wilton Sampaio, the referee, says play on. Nicolas Gallo of Colombia is the video assistant referee.
Oh, why? I'm not sure why Stones is throwing the ball back in right away. The referee's actually going to hold it.
Referee might have just bailed England out.
Yeah, I mean, that's a foul. That's a foul. Absolutely. He gets inside Upamecano. The question is it inside the box? It looks like it's, I mean, if anything, the contact is right outside the box.
They are checking. They're having a look. Gareth Southgate in a long chat there with John Stones going, what are you doing?
And they're still holding, so they're still checking this for a potential penalty.
I talked to Joe Macknick, our rules analyst. Just a quick look at that one. What did you see?
Well, we haven't seen all of the angles that the VAR will be able to see. They might have an angle that's right down the penalty area line, which will determine whether the foul is inside or out. The VAR will only rule if it's inside for a possible penalty. If it's just a foul outside, the VAR doesn't get involved in something like that.
Yeah, that was an awfully long
that's what
check.
it is. I think that's what it is, because I absolutely think that's a foul. And if it was a hold, it's a different story. Holding can continue into the box and become a penalty. A straight up foul like that, if it's outside the box, it's outside the box. And it did, on the one angle they showed us, look like the contact was just outside as opposed to on the line. So England very close to a penalty, but don't ultimately get it. It is, yeah, absolutely right.
Could have been a free kick in a good position. Morocco, yes, Morocco awaits the winner of this game in Wednesday's second semifinal here at Al Bayt Stadium. Absolutely incredible what they have accomplished, overcoming Portugal earlier this evening on the other side of town at Al Tumama. They carry the flag, certainly for Africa. Africa's first ever semifinalist at a FIFA Men's World Cup, but also they carry the flag for the Arab world. And you have seen fans from the other Arab nations and from here in Qatar really get on that bandwagon and what it means for this World Cup to have not had Qatar perform well as the host nation, but to have one of the Arab nations who have been so well supported make it all the way to the semifinal. So they're enjoying their celebrations right now and waiting to find out whether it will be England or France that they take on Wednesday.
Well, I would say from an England perspective, you'd be encouraged about the response. After going down a goal, it's not been heads down. It's still playing aggressive, still playing with the ball. Harry Kane's had one really good look, almost now drawn a second one against Upamecano. That's an area of concern for France now. Just showing a little bit of inexperience there. But Upamecano, in just his 11th cap for France, plays for Bayern Munich, plays in some big games, but right now Harry Kane showing his experience and just using his ability and strength to get inside him twice.
Gave up that penalty late in the Poland game.
Yep.
Very different situation, but the outstretched arm in that one over the weekend. Rabiot was alert there on the quickly taken throw, but Saka wins it right back. Trying to get it out from under his feet. Henderson. That made the pass in, but Upamecano was there. Clearance only as far as Walker. Rice urged to shoot by the fans. Harry Kane, he'll let it fly. Lloris pushes it away. His third save of the half, out for a corner.
And once again, Lloris denying his teammate some good sustained pressure. He said, Declan Rice, you're not going to take it. I am. Look at that strike. Right through. Takes a deflection that changes the trajectory of it. So Lloris, a little bit for the cameras as well, pushing that one away with a big dive in English corner.
First of the game, Foden to take. Waiting for the big boys to come up from the back.
Now, England different in their approach in a set piece. 3 players right on top of Lloris, and then 2 in Maguire and Kane trying to just free each other up. You don't know which one they're going to try to get free. Normally Maguire.
Foden into the near post, got the flick. It's loose on the ground. It's a scramble of bodies. It's cleared by Rabiot. That ball was sitting there 5 yards away from goal. Henderson resets. Bellingham. Stepped in there in front of Rabiot. Was he fouled? Saka wins it back anyway. And Hernandez comes flying in. And everyone yelling at the assistant referee, who gives a goal kick.
Goal kick. Well, that man's the difference. Tchouaméni, heard Alexi talking about the fact he's almost ran a marathon. And this strike from outside the box cuts across it. Great looking ball. Max speed of just over 60 miles per hour. 67, according to my stat man here, John Strong.
Would have been pulled over in a lot of roads. Team that they trailed early against Australia in their opener. Hit the accelerator, won that 4-1. Had to beat Denmark late. That was the toughest game in the group. Rested all their starters. Lost to Tunisia. Didn't matter. They were already going through. There was one moment in the first half against Poland. 3 great Polish chances in a row. But outside of that, France hit cruise control by the second half. We're 3-0 up late before conceding a late penalty as Kane got run over. Tuesday on Fox, Lionel Messi and Argentina will take on Croatia in the first World Cup semifinal from Lusail Stadium. Coverage starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Croatia are doing it again. The Cinderellas from 4 years ago, back in the semifinal. Argentina, Lionel Messi's last dance with l'Albiceleste given away to Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe couldn't get through Walker. That was the big matchup in the English media coming in, was Kyle Walker against Kylian Mbappe, and he won that one.
Well, Walker did well defensively, but it was also with the help of Jude Bellingham there, who had given the ball away, but tracking back and making sure that he forced Walker, gave Walker the opportunity to force Mbappe down the line. But that duel and that battle is not over yet.
Hey, what more can you add to the Kyle Walker, Kylian Mbappe one-on-one this evening?
Well, as you guys mentioned, it was a huge matchup coming into this one, and Kyle Walker had to tell the media at one point, stop asking me about just Mbappe. This isn't Mbappe against England. This is France against England. And he was confident when he said this. I don't underestimate myself.
That's a clean tackle. Jenny, go ahead.
He said, John, I don't underestimate myself. Mbappe, he clearly is a good player in great form, but at the same time, Mbappe doesn't stand in my way of winning a World Cup. If we lose, we go home. I will be ready.
Right now, it's Aurelien Tchouameni, of all players on the field, that stands in Kyle Walker's way of winning a World Cup. Here's Mbappe, the Golden Boot leader as it stands, handing it off to Theo Hernandez. Five goals for Mbappe, one more than Lionel Messi. Griezmann, who got the assist on that goal, his second of the tournament, leads the tournament in chances created for teammates. He's been all over the place, even though his stats don't scream off the page. Bellingham, though, won't let him by.
Well, that's excellent defensive work, again, from Jude Bellingham, who, it's a tough one, because you have to try to maintain your defensive shape and connect it to your other two midfielders, but you've also got Griezmann, who's drifting to your left, then he's on your right, then if you don't follow him on that second run in behind, he's clean through. So that time doing the defensive work, the extra 10-yard run to get all the way back with him.
Rice came flying in there. Griezmann. I open it up now. Find the angle. He's got both Theo Hernandez and Mbappe out there. It's poked away by Saka. Getting away from Henderson. Looking to do so again. Drew bonding up with Maguire. He's able to poke it away. Griezmann fouls Foden. Going long. Bellingham not going to reach him. They missed it, but Varane is first there. And Walker put just enough of an arm into Mbappe there to put him off as he went up for that one. Wire across for Henderson, not going to be able to get there.
And that ball's on, though, because that's the side, if you can keep it on the left from an English perspective and then quick diagonal out to the far right-hand side, that's where Mbappe cheats a little defensively and stays further up the field. Just another look at this. Goes through the legs of Bellingham, who's trying to get out and get pressure, and that's why it's so difficult, because Pickford is already cheating a little bit the other side of his goal because he knows he's got bodies back to that near side. So you see it so often, defenders extending their legs to try to block shots, and the shots that just go right underneath. So what a tournament he's having. I would say he's been the unsung hero, even though a lot of people are talking about him. He's worth $100 million, plays for Real Madrid, so it's not like he's an unknown quantity, but just the work that he does, I think you don't see a lot of it all the time. Big time player.
Mbappe's fouled there. As a center midfielder yourself, how much of that is he specifically aiming for a spot? How much of that is let's hit this thing and see what happens?
You're aiming for the corner. You're definitely trying to get the good contact. You're picking that spot, but you are opening for an element of luck. You're also gambling that the defender is going to just create that little gap and not get the block on it. So it's a terrific strike from outside the box as well. We haven't seen so many of those goals in this tournament.
He's went over the free kick. They'll try to set this one up for Theo Hernandez. Hooks it back into the middle. Mbappe missed it.
Well, they try to work this one inside. Then it's a second run from Theo Hernandez down the left, and he's just cutting it back into a dangerous area. England are actually in a good spot defensively dealing with that. It's Foden who goes with him and really shouldn't allow him to get that cross into the box. He's anticipating he's going to come back right across the face of goal, and instead Hernandez cuts it back to Mbappe. It's a tough one to settle just at the height that it arrived.
Opens it up for Saka. So trying to keep himself on side there as it comes back in for Foden. Oh, now for Henderson. With Henderson once again. Waiting for the run to come in from Bellingham now. Griezmann all the way back to defend. Saka hooks it along. Harry Kane waiting for it. Knocks it down. No one there in a white shirt, at least at first. Varane took the touch. Clearance only part way out. Giroud having to help. Rabiot trying to spring Dembele on the other side with the header. And just enough there between Stones, Maguire, and a foul.
Well, this is where England could be at their best. They really had overloaded this right-hand side. Phil Foden comes over from the left. Then you have the cutting and slashing run from Jude Bellingham. Little combination play, standing up to the back post, and Kane just couldn't get enough on it, or it was blocked by a French defender trying to square it back into the mixer.
Declan Rice able to get that in for Foden. Couldn't keep it, though. Upamecano was first to react. Bukunde accelerating. Sends it off for Dembele. Stretching out. Bailey able to keep it in play. He's going to run at Shaw. Able to block the cross. Bellingham, in fact, blocking the cross. Out for a throw. Tchouameni. Upamecano. Goes across for Theo Hernandez. Rabiot for Mbappe, trying to get on the run, to go to shove there.
Yeah, he said get up. The referee, that's the right call. Just think the way in which Mbappe takes this under some pressure, he's not going to get to that ball. Too heavy of a touch, and there's a little bit of contact from Stones, but not enough for that fall.
Walker cuts inside of Rabiot. Walker tripped.
He's going to pick up a yellow
by Griezmann against the yellow.
Yeah, not just for that foul alone. That's accumulation. Antoine Griezmann's had a couple of those now where he's been late to the challenge. Got Walker doing a good job this time coming inside. Sees Griezmann overcommitting, gets a heavy touch past him, draws in the contact and a foul.
Yellow card shown. Only two players would be suspended for the semifinal of Book tonight, Koundé and Tchouameni. No England players have seen a yellow card at all in this tournament, and the yellow cards do reset after the quarterfinal. Knocked that away for Rice. Griezmann got a little careful there. Koundé goes sliding into Dembele. In fact, it was Tchouaméni picks it up. Dembele the other way. Bellingham tracking him. This one's Dembele. Fell back to him there. Bellingham thought he had done the job. Around the corner there, Griezmann couldn't keep it in play. Walker with his head up, thought about going long, short to Saka instead. Pops up out there. Foden for company. Varane defending. Koundé rather gets a cross in. That's Varane there to stab it away. Griezmann able just to hook it out.
And then the most casual of clearances straight to the feet of Dembele.
Well, Hernandez thinking about it. And Mbappe didn't hear the footsteps of Jordan Henderson. How about that tackle of Upamecano on Kane? All the French substitutes off the bench to applaud that.
Just a word there from Deschamps. Came up to the edge of his technical area, was talking to Mbappe, because I've noticed the last two times he's dropping a little bit deeper instead of stretching and trying to drag Kyle Walker away. He wants the ball to his feet. And he's telling him, go, go. Running behind, use your speed. We really haven't seen Mbappe open up in this game. Now, he was a big part of the goal, and that was the one really chance that they had. Drives him down the field. They come across, Tchouaméni finishes it off well. But other than that, I would say England have done a good job of doubling on him. Kyle Walker's getting tight to him early. So maybe a bit of frustration from Mbappe.
Saka using Henderson's run there just to give himself some space to advance into now for Kyle Walker. Kane, who's had the best looks tonight. 3 saves made by Hugo Lloris, more than in the first 3 games of his tournament combined. Kane upended. Slow to get up, no foul. Saka trying to turn inside of Rabiot. Tchouaméni sliding through. How can they get Mbappe out of the run? 1 minute gone of 4 minutes added at the end of the half.
Instant double team there. It was Bellingham that time over. Now there might be some space on the right for France.
Gareth Southgate said coming in, this is going to be our acid test. It's been fairly easy for England, all things considered. Yes, they were pushed in certain ways by the U.S. What do they got to figure out here in the second half?
Well, I think they'll be fairly content how they've responded to the goal. They've created some really good goal-scoring opportunities. Lloris has had 2 big saves in the half. So I wouldn't be too concerned about changing too much right now if you're England. You need to continue to just use the ball, work the French defense when you can, get in behind them. Some of the running from midfield has caused France some problems. And other than that, they really haven't opened themselves up too much at the back. So as the game goes on, the longer if it stays where they're trailing by a goal, you're going to see Sterling, you're going to see Rashford, you're going to see players that can change the game. Second half is going to be fascinating. If France can find that second before England find that equalizer.
Stones there just kind of going, where do you want me to send this ball? Try the other side now. Wire for Shaw. Foden advancing, but it comes backwards. And Foden seems a little frustrated by that. To the top for Luke Shaw to chase.
Late corner. Yep.
Yeah.
He had Luke Shaw making the run down the left, and he was going to get there. He had the foot up to try and control it. Koundé doesn't want to take a chance, try to run it out, concedes the corner. And here they come.
Final minute of the half. Phil Foden to take.
Yeah, now this time, because it's an outswinging ball from Foden, you've got everybody clumped in one spot. This is where you have to be careful for France, not to hold, not to push.
Foden looping it in. Maguire was bodied off it there. Bellingham trying to reset for Saka. Bellingham holds it in, but Upamecano is there. And man down for France right now. Theo Hernandez, who replaced his older brother Lucas after a torn ACL in the opening minutes of their first game. He's down hurt. Deschamps furious.
I mean, there's definitely contact on the follow through, but I don't really see a foul there.
Fishing at a bunch of players coming over to get water, and all of a sudden they're kind of scrambling back as the referee's going to restart with a drop ball.
I think that was the frustration from England. He's not whistling for a foul. He actually stopped play because Hernandez was down. And the English players are arguing, well, it's not contact to the head. If you're saying that it's not a foul, we should play on there.
So we'll see how many seconds, and in fact none. Before the break, Aurelien Tchouameni, the difference right now between the teams. We'll send you back to Rob Stone and our set on the Corniche. 45 minutes down, 45 to go up here at Allbait Stadium in the quarterfinal, where it's France 1, England 0.
this French team make. But look, this France team, the longer the game goes 1-0, I think it suits them because they'll just bunker down defensively. They'll play quick on transition. It's going to open up more space for Mbappe. So it's now this English team treading this fine line of attacking without opening up the game too much and conceding that second goal.
Second half underway. It is past 11 p.m. We're in Al-Khor, Qatar. It's past 9 o'clock in Paris. An hour earlier, 8 p.m. in London. Who will advance to face Morocco? Absolutely incredible to still say that. In the semifinal Wednesday here at Al Bayt Stadium. Argentina and Croatia in the other semifinal. There are 5 remaining teams at this World Cup. And in 45 more minutes, maybe longer, it's only going to be 4. No changes for either side. Bellingham trying to get away there on the touch from Foden. Cano went flying in. Advantage going to be played. It looks like Foden gets the cross in for Kane. It's stabbed in behind. Yellow card's going to come out. Yeah. Bellingham's down. Dembele gets the yellow. It's an England corner.
Dembele's been leaving it out there with a couple of these tackles in this game. Had a couple of great sliding challenges in the first half. That one, he comes across and gets Bellingham, who's still down and is getting up pretty gingerly right now. Bellingham has been probably the best player for England all tournament long and leads the team in tackles, in recoveries, in 1v1s, and he looks like the guy that could unlock this French defense. They get an early corner here in the second half.
Own to take. Just clips that one up at the back post. Maguire attacking. Held in. Bellingham! And did Lloris get a touch? Yes, he did. His 4th save of the game.
I mean, right on cue. Jude Bellingham hits this so well. It pops to him. Look at the contact. This popping up, getting over the top of it. What a strike. And Lloris, my goodness, 3 big-time saves.
So Foden from the other flag now. In-swinger this time. Lloris tracking, gets lost, knocked down by Maguire, and it falls into Lloris's hands.
Lucky Hugo Lloris after a huge save. Just watch, he gets caught here in no man's land. Thinks he's going to get it, is nowhere close. And Maguire ends up heading it back down to the near post. This was where he was close, and he was excellent. Look how quick he gets his hands up to just tip that over the crossbar. Early flurry here from England. That's the type of start that they would have wanted here in the second half.
Hugo Lloris, you wouldn't say, has had a tremendous tournament so far. 3 goals allowed, 2 saves made in the 3 games that he's played. 4 saves tonight as he passes Lilian Thuram for the most games played in France history. 143rd appearance. And how much do you think he wants these bragging rights as he goes back to England to continue his club career at the end of this, as Upamecano almost gave that away to Henderson, and then he's fouled by Saka.
I mean, some of the risks that we're seeing and the giveaways, pretty casual on both sides. And Upamecano, he's had a shaky game in this game. Defensively, highlighted some of those at halftime, and Clint showing you how Harry Kane's been able to roll him, and he's overcommitting. He looks nervous to me, even just there in possession.
Rabiot able to control for Mbappe. Henderson and Walker there. That will be a foul and a free kick, and Henderson can't believe it.
He catches its left foot, catches the contact on the back of Mbappe's leg.
Because that was one of the things I was going to say. If you're England, statistically, you've been great. You forced a bunch of saves. We haven't really talked about Mbappe much getting out of the run. And yet, Aurelien Tchouameni, 17th minute, long-distance goal. That's the difference right now, sending England home. Sending France to the semifinal. A chance for the French to make it 2. Antoine Griezmann already an assist tonight. Sends this free kick in. Harry Kane pops it in the air. Stones wins the second one. A bit awkward there from Teo Hernandez, but he'll clean it up for Lloris. Jordan Henderson, we saw that a lot in the U.S. game where he's just running, looking around his shoulder for anyone to come running with him, and that's going to be an offside flag on Giroud. But there's just an awful lot of England fans down to our left, just kind of standing and watching quietly. Awful lot of French fans down to our right, standing and watching quietly. Certainly not the atmosphere we had last night in Buenos Aires.
No,
Luceo.
Yeah, it just, yeah. It feels like the game is on an edge, though, which it is. It's very fine margins at this level of the tournament, and with the level of quality on both sides of the team right now.
Stones will carry forward. Henderson had his arms up, wanting it wide, trying to reverse it. Great touch. Saka on the turn. Saka running in, cuts it back. Upamecano gets it clear. Henderson blocked by Rabiot. Now can they get Mbappe on the run? Giroud might have been offside. Was offside. Referee says play on because England have it back.
When England have possession in these spots, they're getting him behind. Saka's feeling he's going, taking on Rabiot here.
Saka splits the double. Bellingham returns it. Saka goes down. Penalty for England.
And it's Sheeptards who takes him down. This is what he's so good at, getting defenders off balance. Comes close with the ball across the box earlier, and they're not following his run. So now you're backtracking. England, it's an excellent play on by the referee to open up this opportunity for England in transition. France coming back defending. Sheeptards, who's barely put a foot wrong in this tournament, puts a foot wrong there. He dangles his leg out. He gives an opportunity for Saka to draw the contact. That's what he does. And up steps a phenomenal penalty taker in Harry Kane.
One of the best all time. This would tie Wayne Rooney's England record. It would tie the World Cup quarterfinal, and it comes against his teammate of 10 years at Tottenham Hotspur. More than 300 games they've played together.
And they would have practiced these against each other, John, in training.
And the last time they played against one another, 5.5 years ago, Kane scored a penalty against Lloris. Yes, this is two nations, but these are two very good friends and teammates right now.
Just a standoff.
Harry Kane to go level with Wayne Rooney and to level the World Cup quarterfinal. He decides to come reset the ball there. Such a fascinating part of the psychology of taking penalty kicks.
But this is also a process, what he goes through there. Even the little touching of the socks, it gets you into that routine and mindset.
Here we go. Kane scores.
Well, just such focus and composure to stand over it, and then comes across it, bang, top corner. Look at that penalty. Even if Lloris goes that way, he's not saving that. 53 goals for Harry Kane. Goals in back-to-back games, England level, and well and truly game on now.
Ties Wayne Rooney's England record, and in 40 fewer games. And among the ridiculous criticisms leveled by the English media and social media that he hadn't scored in the group stage. Harry Kane back-to-back goals. Oh, Rabiot's going to get there. Saved by Pickford. Second save of the game straight from the kickoff. Quickly back in for Giroud. He takes the bump, no foul. Hey, that's out.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling down the sideline there, trying to keep that one in. And yeah, as you said, straight off the kickoff, Rice challenging for that one and opened up the space in behind for Rabiot. He had an option to his left, but he opts to take this first time on the volley. It's dipping, and it's a good save because it bounces right in front of Pickford, and that's what Gareth Southgate's saying. Right off the kickoff, keep your head, keep your attention, stay in the game. To switch off like that, but they got away with it.
Declan Rice picks it up. Phil Foden now. He has dropped all the way in. Rabiot, good tackle. Mbappe, haven't really seen him get out of the run at all this game. Does it come now on Kyle Walker? Walker doing all he can. Can't stop him. Giroud, let it go. Dembele couldn't control. Cycles it around. Griezmann into the middle. No one there in a blue shirt.
And just get rid. Is that one there from Henderson to
Bellingham? This is onside. Long run for Foden. Is he going to get there? No.
Well, I'll take 35 more minutes of this. Yes, please. Mbappe with some space. Wide. And Walker's backing off and just tries to engage a little bit to try and hold him up. And he says, okay, you want to go? Let's go. It turns on the Jets. Burns him down the side. Gets that extra touch out. Smart cutback, which is let go for Dembele to take it first time. But he didn't have the angle to get it off his foot. And the chance was gone.
Once again, Jordan Henderson chasing, pressing. No one's coming with him. He's furious about it. That one's the wrong side of Giroud. Henderson is still yelling at anyone who will listen. Well, we have basically one moment either way. Tchouaméni, 25 yards, bang to the corner. And then the penalty foul that Kane converts. Now here we go. Rabiot, Mbappe, Giroud couldn't return it. Rabiot and Henderson. It's been a little bit of a fun battle. They exchange a little bump there at the end of that sequence. Now they're singing. Tied with Wayne Rooney. He was the Golden Boot winner at the last World Cup. Harry Kane with 6 goals. Didn't provide an assist, though. Kane came in with 3 assists. That tied for the lead at this World Cup, in fact. So he's been producing, just in different ways. England are now the highest scoring team at this World Cup. Koundé, Griezmann diving header to control it. Griezmann want to get that flick to Dembele. Shaw was able to win the header, controls the second one. Ball in for Saka on the run from Stones. Bukayo Saka running in. Saka! Save Lloris. crease, and he eventually covers up the rebound. That's his fifth save of the game.
And this is a concern for France here, because you're going to see Jordan Henderson peels all the way to the right. It opens up the seam through the middle, which Saka comes all the way off the touchline, turns, nobody with him, gets in behind the midfield in front of the defenses, running at it. They can't get a foot on him, tackling him defensively, running at him. I would keep feeding Bukayo Saka.
Griezmann for Mbappe. Mbappe for Dembele. Dembele looking for space, and that was blocked by Stones. "30 minutes to go. Perhaps 30 more after that. Mbappe trying to find the run of Rabiot. Bellingham now. Kane weaves outside of him. Foden on a dead sprint up to the left, and the pass is behind him. Bellingham dumped to the turf. Foden's actually going to get to that ball. All by himself right now. 3 sets for Bellingham.
They're going to get it to Saka.
Theo Hernandez comes to meet him. Saka. Waiting for Henderson's overlap. Comes inside for Kane. Kane gets away. Harry Kane didn't get a ton behind it. Yeah, Hugo Lloris had nothing to do all tournament. He's made 6 saves tonight.
Yeah, Kane's doing so well. Just to be able to create separation from his defender. Time he gets Upamecano out, defending him outside the box, and gets him off balance, comes onto the left foot. Just isn't able to get the cleanest of strikes on that one as he's trying to follow through with his left. France could do with a spell here in possession to try to work this English defense and force them to defend a little bit without the ball.
Dembele, take it away from Shaw. Foden running through by 1, by 2, takes the bump from the third.
And Griezmann, who's on a yellow card.
And the England players, don't they know it?
And that's not a yellow card foul, but it's one to keep on mind. He couldn't get tight to Phil Foden on the first one, and he was going to dangle a leg out, and he pulled it back quickly. And then it's on the second one. Great strength, great balance, just gliding past defenders, goes past Chouameni, and then it's there, Griezmann at the end, just with some contact on his back. Now, even if you don't think he's going to get a yellow for that one, you're going to ask, because every time there's something like that, you're trying to influence the referee, that then maybe the next one, if Griezmann has a foul, that he picks up a second yellow.
And that's a guy, if you're France, you cannot afford to lose. Harry Maguire trying to find Foden with that. Shaw resets for Kane. Knocked away by Koundé. Here's Griezmann. Trying to run away from Declan Rice, who pokes it away. And Henderson just comes flying out. That one's going to be a foul on Chouameni. That guy's 32. That's the old man of this young team. Dembele trying to lift it for Koundé too far. Harry Kane uncontested. Upamecano didn't come with him, so he's allowed to bring that down. He finds Saka. He's sandwiched. Referee was right there.
Yeah,
So that's not a foul.
Yeah, I thought it was a foul.
That one is taken quickly. Griezmann. Tchouaméni. Mbappe. They're right on top of him when he gets the ball. Tchouaméni looking for Giroud. Just couldn't get around it.
France just feel out of ideas when they can't get that quick transition, the quick counterattacks out into spaces. Giroud down at the end of that.
That was a bit of an awkward landing when he reached out for that.
Saka down after the challenge that he picked up at the other end, which wasn't whistled for a foul. Let's just see Giroud trying to extend here. And oh yeah, it just gets caught underneath his body there. That's 100% a foul.
Referee's missed a few tonight.
He has.
Both players up on their feet. 25 minutes to go. England the huge statistical advantages tonight. Hugo Lloris has had a fantastic evening.
Which is not something you want from a French perspective. I wouldn't be surprised to see Deschamps go to his bench here. He's got to beef up the midfield a little bit. They're getting overrun. I think you got to try to just tilt it back in your favor. England doing a good job of working the ball, finding good just seams of passes and splitting the midfield.
Simply put,
it just feels they need more control of the game with the ball and to create more dynamic opportunities. When you can't get on the break against England, which they're doing a good job of engaging early, it's then trying to find ways to control the tempo with the ball, finding Griezmann. Giroud's been a non-factor in this game.
Because I was going to ask about Mbappe. When we've done France games multiple times tonight, here he is on the run. Everyone's sort of standing up and watching. We've not had that at all tonight. Griezmann, that was misplayed by Shaw. Saka just missed it, though. Theo Hernandez. Here's Mbappe. Now for Theo Hernandez. Mbappe on Saka. Mbappe for Dembele. Knocks it down there. Oh, that was actually a really important touch there behind his body.
Yeah, just to double back on your question there, John, and with regards to Mbappe, if you can't get him in space where it can be 1v1, they need to control the ball to be able to get a fullback high into the attack so he can come inside. So now that they have some possession, Hernandez is wide, Mbappe's through the middle. That can help unbalance that English defense. Not with a pass like that, though. It just feels sloppy, and that's a credit to England. They've really frustrated this French team with the ball.
It's not accurate to say France haven't been tested. They went down early against Australia. They won it late against Denmark. Poland were causing them some problems in the first half. But maybe that's the point, and kind of what we said the last 2 days. Round of 16, it was by and large big teams against not big teams, and it was fairly comfortable. And you get to the quarterfinal round, all of a sudden, just a very different dynamic. Kane gets the flick. Saka in a wrestling match. Free kick, England.
Well, this starts just off a long goal kick. Pickford, Upamecano starting too deep. It means that Kane can win the first one. He flicks it on. Saka has good position there on Hernandez. He overcommits on the foul and on the challenge and gives away a foul. You can barely watch.
We've not had much of that. It's coming home at this tournament like we did in Russia. It's going to be blaring out the speakers on every street corner if they get through this one, though. So Henderson sets the ball. Saka for company. Henderson lifting it in for a header, and then Lloris get a touch to that one. No, it ends up just wide from the head of Harry Maguire.
Well, it's a good ball in, and it's Harry Maguire who's a danger on set pieces, gets free, gets good contact on the header, starts in that offside position and gets his run back onside, loses his mark, and yeah, I don't think we'll get a better look on this one. It just kissed off the outside of the post there. Lloris had it covered, though, at the near post. He was there. He was across his goal again.
Through the flick, too far for Mbappe. Although Walker backpedaling does enough there. Saka finds Kane. Upamecano couldn't hold him up. Teo Hernandez, good speed to get there in front of Saka. Declan Rice. Back from Henderson. Kane wants it up the gut. It's going to come all the way across for Foden. Koundé out jump. Henderson, or Shaw up there, in fact. That was blocked.
Declan Rice has been all over the field for England. Just everywhere. Defensively winning the ball back, keeping the tempo moving. He's been so important in the middle of the field. England have won the middle of the field for sure. They're outnumbering France. Griezmann's not sure whether he should stay back step. He steps to Maguire there. He skips by him.
Oh, again, Foden wanted it. Luke Shaw carries forward. Saka's in the back post. Here it comes. Teo Hernandez doing enough there.
And they get the look that they're wanting. I think there's going to be a foul at the end of this, but Luke Shaw just has a look, and you've got USMNT trying to get out and defend him, but can't get tight enough, so he just keeps going down the line. What a great ball that is. I thought Saka had the step on him, but that's great work, Teo Hernandez, to get in front and draw the foul ultimately and clear that one away, because I thought Saka was just slamming that home from 5 yards.
Still with you from Doha, the capital of Qatar, and home base for Fox Sports coverage of the 20.
Final 20 minutes at Al Bayt Stadium, which will host the winner of this game against Morocco in Wednesday's second semifinal. Griezmann's offside. Of the 12 shots England have had tonight, more than double that of France. For 6 saves out of Hugo Lloris. Made 2 saves against 3 goals allowed so far at this tournament. Yet to see either side make a substitution. And quick, and Giroud was the target, but it's nowhere near him. For Bellingham, who returns it. Shaw gets that looped cross in. And Hernandez plays it safe wide. Anderson just trying to shepherd it out for a throw. In for Jude Bellingham, now popping up on the other side of the field. Again, a tag with Upamecano.
Gosh. But still, why do you need to dive in right here and make this challenge? Why do you have to win it? And misses it completely. A little bit of contact to the back leg of Jude Bellingham, but Upamecano, just some really irrational decisions throughout this game.
Griezmann picks it up. Rice able to slow him up. Dembele couldn't control it. But I noticed I think, have a number of French broadcasters around us, because there were 5 or 6 bodies that sort of whipped back in frustration on that one. You can feel the nerves from France. Had the lead early from USMNT, led it to break. Defending World Cup champions.
Mason Mount might be coming in now for England, I would imagine that's going to be for Jordan Henderson. We'll see.
Henderson squeezed him out of the lineup as this tournament's gone along. Giroud working hard, steers it to Dembele. Dembele cuts it back. Dembele hooks it in. Walker, how about those acrobatics? Tchouaméni holds it in. Theo Hernandez. Giroud wants it in. Here it comes. Giroud rising up. Couldn't steer it on target.
Nice looking ball from Theo Hernandez, trying to pick out Giroud at the back post, and he's got his hands on Luke Shaw trying to rise. Shaw's in a good position though. This is what he was telling the assistant referee. He said, hey, did you have eyes on that before? He felt like he was fouled there by Luke Shaw. It looked like the two of them just got tangled up as he was trying to run across him.
$15 minutes to go in front of what is being announced a full capacity crowd of 68,895 at Albait Stadium. Shaw, Bellingham keeps it himself. Shaw's cross in. Theo Hernandez got it away from Saka. Mbappe comes to get it. Finds Theo Hernandez, poked away, able to keep it for France though. And Kylian Mbappe, the leading scorer at this tournament, have his moment, really his first moment of the whole night. Here he is on the ball now. Trying to get away from Saka. Inside for Rabiot. Rabiot hooks it up. Dembele knocks it down. Giroud saved by Pickford.
Well, this is the best move that France have had in a good 30 minutes at least. And Mbappe attracts the two defenders. The first one, Saka, he slips it to Rabiot, stands it up to the back post. Dembele wins it well. You see that Griezmann drags Maguire, and that opens up the space then for Giroud. Doesn't really get the best of contact. He's trying to open it up to the far post, and it allows then Pickford to get across his goal and make a big-time save.
Subs on the way for both teams. Third save for Pickford. Griezmann's ensuing corner. Header won by Kane. Griezmann once more. Hooks it in. Giroud scores! France retake the lead!
It's recycled on the set piece. It's cleared, and just Giroud just keeps himself moving in the box. But watch this ball in from Griezmann. Time, space, delivers a dime, and Giroud beats Maguire to it. As it goes wide, he's just bending it in behind, going back defending towards their own goal. And because he allowed himself to meet it well, it might have even taken a deflection off of Maguire at the end of this. This will give us the best look. It actually comes off Maguire's arm in the end. Giroud gets the first touch. Denied just seconds ago by Jordan Pickford, and not to be denied there. Long spell of pressure from England. Couldn't find the second one. France hang in there, and it's Olivier Giroud with his fourth goal of the tournament. 0 in 2018 on their way to a World Cup title, and he has been the man alongside Mbappe, and look what it means to France and to Giroud.
53rd of his career, adding to his French record. Substitutions then, as England chase the game. Saka and Henderson off. Mount and Raheem Sterling, who returned home to England after his house was broken into, was not with the team for the round of 16 victory over Senegal. He's on the field. Kingsley Coman replacing Ousmane Dembele for France. 11 minutes plus stoppage time, and England once again chasing the game.
Life of a striker. Giroud has barely had a kick of the ball in this game. And sometimes that's the case. And you wait and you wait, and the elite strikers are the ones that when that chance comes, you bury it. He had a chance. He was denied by Pickford. He says, you give me one more, it's in the back of the net. And
Mount gets decked by Teo Hernandez. England cannot believe that referee Wilton Sampaio didn't call that for a penalty.
Well, England are going to want to hold this one, and France are going to want to get this ball back in play.
They are checking.
So here comes Mount, a long ball. He's not even playing the ball there, Teo Hernandez. He's putting his, look at this. That's a foul. That's a foul. Whether he's going to get to that ball or not, that's a foul. What are you doing? And they're going to say, it looks like the referee was saying, let's see.
Dr. Joe Macknick, our rules analyst, what say you?
I'd like to see the VAR ask the referee to come to the monitor and take another look at this, because if he sees what we have seen, I think he has to give England their second penalty.
And you see this one,
Here he
he's
comes.
coming to look, yeah. I think this is going to be a penalty. If you're watching second time on viewing that, and especially just watching Teo Hernandez's eyes on the way through. What do you think, Dr. Joe? That's a penalty to me.
100%. Charge in the back. No chance to play the ball.
Goodness me, just France. Some really boneheaded decision-making at the back. There's not a danger there. I don't think that Mason Mount's going to get to this ball. But he gives the referee an opportunity. Here's the call. Penalty.
Well, Mason Mount just on the field. Jude Bellingham is arguing that there should be a card in there for perhaps denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. He wasn't playing the ball. Yellow card comes out of the pocket. Maybe it was just that they were confused. There wasn't a card coming of any color at first. So here we go again. Harry Kane will step up against Hugo Lloris. And hit it hard top left last time. What happens now?
Well, you know, this is when you have a penalty taker like Harry Kane that takes so many penalties, you don't just have one spot that you go, because keepers do the research, they learn, so you have to be able to pick different spots. This now becomes the ultimate mind games between him and Lloris, club teammates, taking a penalty already in this game. Beckham can't watch. Djorkaeff can't watch. And so now for Harry Kane, look, do you go the same spot? Do you go the other way? Either way, he's a penalty taker, though, that picks his spot and he goes with it. He hits it with such authority that he's just banking that the keeper, even if he guesses it the right way, can't go. Here we go again.
And you see all part of the process. He sets the ball, checks his socks, marks off his run. 7 minutes to go. Can Kane do it again from the penalty spot? And England tie this quarterfinal up for a second time.
Oh my goodness. This is part of that psychology. I think as he's going to strike this, he sees Lloris going to the way that he was going to go and that he picked. And so at the last second, he's trying to just lift it a little bit and gets right underneath it. And we're going to see Marcus Rashford coming into the game now. It's not over yet, young man. You still got some time. And that's it, exactly. He just pulls it. He's trying to go the same way and trying to pick the same spot and just leaning back a touch. It's underneath the ball and it's over the bar. Uncharacteristic from Harry Kane.
Phil Foden comes off. Marcus Rashford didn't get called up for about a year and a half before this World Cup. At one point, Gareth Southgate said he's got a lot to do to get back for the World Cup. Well, Rashford is back, and he's got 3 goals with him so far that he brings onto this field. Harry Kane, 1 out of 2. Well, France are upset. There were definitely whistles going on as the referee wanted the throw retaken. Every little thing right now is going to elicit a big response.
Tension and drama at its peak right now.
And we're going to have a lot of stoppage time. About 4 minutes we lost there with the video review for the penalty. Koundé, a terrific tackle. Well, it looked like a terrific tackle from Bellingham. Six saves tonight for Hugo Lloris, whatever role he might have played psychologically in the missed penalty from Kane. Lifting along, Giroud knocks it down, Mbappe beaten to it by Harry Maguire. As Morocco watch this one and await the winner. Giroud commits that foul.
Well, and as you said, John, in theory there's 4 minutes, but the way this tournament has been going and trying to play true time played, and I think we're going to get a big number. Another look at the penalty here. Harry Kane just doesn't close over the top of it enough, and he's happy.
Oh boy.
Well, England will be running that one back if they can somehow find a way, and there's a foul. Rabiot and Declan Rice, Harry Maguire, John Stones, everybody coming up. Any opportunity they get on a set piece.
Three minutes plus stoppage time. Mason Mount setting the ball.
He's just going to try and drive it to the back post here. Driven ball looking for Maguire and Declan Rice. They try to challenge for the second one.
Now clipping it in. Maguire waiting for, knocks it down to the middle. Popped in the air by Giroud. Maguire takes a bit of a bump the second time. And then knocked out by Bellingham. And England came here to win this World Cup. They reached the semifinal in Russia. They got to the final of the European Championship. Expectations sky high. They got to find a way to tie this thing up. Bellingham's good step by Rice to knock it away. Mason Mount, a little bit of space. Mason Mount into the stands.
Just reaching for it at the end of this one.
And Hugo Lloris will take all the time he can. Maguire and Giroud in a wrestling match for that one. Well, Maguire had his arms up there. And the challenge with Griezmann. Yellow cards come out. The first yellow shown to an England player in the entire tournament. France want a different color.
The yellow's right. It's more of a forearm into the back of Griezmann's head.
Antoine Griezmann, both assists tonight. Giving him 3 for the tournament, matching him with Harry Kane and Bruno Fernandes for the most of any player at this World Cup. Knocked down in the middle, Mbappe trying to spin his way through stones. Giroud won the first one. Sterling, might be his first touch since coming on. Trying to recover it on Mbappe. The ball's still in play. Mbappe wins it. Rabiot takes the ball. Free kick, France.
England just feeling that frustration right now. Overly aggressive into some tackles. This one, Mount's trying to win the ball. 8. There we go. 8 minutes added for France to continue their journey to defending that title right there.
Morocco awaits the winner. There will be some storylines if it's Morocco against France. First ever African semifinalists at a World Cup, waiting to see who they're going to get. Antoine Griezmann, can he make it a hat trick of assists? And it comes on the free kick. Sent away there by Rashford. Back in. Maguire uncontested. Rabiot missed it. Upamecano settles it down though. Theo Hernandez. Griezmann. Mbappe to the corner. Dancing on Kyle Walker. Can't dance through him though. Declan Rice trying to escape Giroud and Griezmann. Walker will just hoof it long. Kane gets the flick. Rashford settles. Kane into the space. Here come England.
And 2 at the back post.
Shaw running at Koundé, clipping it up. Lloris. Oh, he's flapping at it there. Did he get a touch? Yes, he did. England corner. And it perhaps didn't need to be. Luke Shaw comes across. 2 minutes played of the 8. Second half stoppage time. Giroud the winner as it stands. Shaw hooks it in. Maguire was waiting for it. Upamecano got there first. Walker last man back.
France just sitting deep. They're not getting pressure here. Backing so far up.
Bellingham. Back out for Shaw. Sterling given the space to Lupa. Cross in. Lloris. More solid hands this time.
Maguire's trying to say that he was held as this ball was coming in from Raheem Sterling, and this time sturdy hands, as you said, from Hugo Lloris. Comes a long way. Maguire bottom of the screen. It's matched up with... No, there's not enough there. It's Rabiot.
Kingsley Coman beating Luke Shaw for that bouncing ball. Rice coming back to help. Rice trying to escape. The entire French bench up, screaming at the referee. It is a France throw, and they'll take more time off this clock. 5 minutes left. Ron Stones trying to lead him forward. Walker thought about splitting the double. Goes back out for Sterling. Mason Mount wants it. It's meant for him. Theo Hernandez meets it in the air. Mount trying to challenge for the second ball. Help from Bellingham. Theo Hernandez does the job, gets rid of it. England running out of time. 4 minutes to go. Maguire will carry forward. Marcus Rashford as Shaw comes inside. Bellingham. Cross for Sterling. Brings it down on Rabiot. Raheem Sterling cuts to the byline. Sterling's cross lifted in. It's deep. Shaw back up in the air. Koundé gets it wide. Reset for Maguire. Shaw, chance to cross, gets it in. Lloris is there.
Both goalkeepers have had some big-time saves in this game. I don't think Lloris expected to be as busy as he was. He's been good on crosses. He's had some sure hands.
Peru able to knock it down for Mbappe. And man down here, so keep an eye on that as Stones is down. 3 minutes to play as it stands. France 3 minutes away from being the first defending champions just to reach the semifinals since Brazil in 1998. They made the final. They lost to France. England had made the semifinal of a World Cup just twice in 14 appearances in this tournament. This would be the second in a row if they can find a way to rescue it in the dying moments. John Stones remains down, getting looked at.
They're going to be ruining those missed chances. It's the life of a striker. We talked about Giroud and finishing off the chance when it comes. Going to see Jack Grealish now for England as well, but then for Harry Kane. The responsibility, the pressure of taking a penalty, buries the first one, misses the second one, and ultimately right now that is the difference. It's been some missed opportunities from an English perspective. If you don't put away this French team, which they had the chances to do, France got that second one and just have sat back and absorbed some pressure now, and England's struggling to find a way through. Will they get one more chance? We'll find out. You saw also Harry Maguire talking to the referee about saying, hey, there were 3 minutes added at least still left when Stones went down. So trying to make sure that still they get those. I would imagine that we're going to go over 100 here. We should.
I mean, I was just going to say, we should if it's being done properly. So it'll be Stones withdrawn. He was able to walk off under his own power, and Jack Grealish will come on and try to find a way to be a hero. Whatever time is left on the watch of referee Wilton Sampaio. So we restart with the drop ball. France retreat it to Hugo Lloris. He doesn't mess around. Maguire wins the header. Griezmann the second. Mbappe going to get just to the corner.
He's going to try and kill the clock in the corner. He's not going to get the foul, though.
How much time is Wilton Sampaio going to add on for all those stoppages past the minimum indicated 8? Header gets a flick. Rashford beaten to it by Koundé. Knocked down by Bellingham. Rabiot couldn't get it away. Bellingham goes tumbling over. Grealish the challenge. Hooked wide by Mount. Here's Raheem Sterling now on Teo Hernandez. Support from Declan Rice. Griezmann defending him, forcing him around. Reset for Sterling now. 99th minute. England have got the numbers up. And they get this ball in the box, though. Declan Rice being chased around by Griezmann. He lifts it into the area. Rashford waiting for it. Giroud's header only as far as Maguire. And he's fouled. Here comes a free kick shooting chance for England in the 99th. Maybe by the time they take it, the 100th minute of the game.
Well, it's a second ball. Harry Maguire, of all people. Watch the composure here. And it's Kingsley Coman who just bites. Thinks that he's going to take it. Marcus Rashford has scored from a set piece in this tournament for England. Marcus Rashford on the field as a sub of Manchester United. 2 players standing over the ball right now. They wouldn't mind that man on the field. It's weird they cut to him on every free kick. And we saw the other night a little bit of trickery from the Dutch, trying to work a set piece from this area.
It was against Wales. Rashford, from a fairly similar spot, banged it in far post, upper right-hand corner. This might well be the last chance of the game Marcus Rashford, Mason Mount hanging out over it, Luke Shaw hanging out over it.
And this time they've got a man lying behind the wall. I was wondering, he came in late because that would have opened the opportunity to go underneath the wall. So there he is. There's Theo Hernandez. Hugo Lloris with the proximity wants his man there. What does Rashford do now? Does he go over the wall, or does he smash it through the bodies of English defenders that are, or attackers that are essentially shielding?
100 minutes played. Rashford sets himself, looks it over. Rashford! It missed. It was off the back stanchion.
Oh, just murmurs going around this stadium. Many thought that this was in, and let's see how close it was. Lloris is just stunned. He's standing there frozen, and he can't get enough of the dip. That's it.
That's it. Final whistle. France survive.
Well, the French showed the heart of a champion there. They were tested, they were pushed, and they found a way. When England leveled, the champions, France, they punch back, and they punch back in a big way. Kane misses the penalty. That'll be a story, but France moving on, defending champions. They're going for number 2.
And that is going to be a doozy Wednesday here at Al Bayt against Morocco. Let's send you back to our set on the Coronation Rob Stone as it finishes France 2, England 1.
Gareth Southgate led England and Harry Kane to the semifinals at the World Cup in 2018. Finals of the European Championships in 20. Could only make it to the quarterfinals here in 2022. An amazing run. Bellingham has a wonderful future, but it's France, the first defending World Cup champ, to reach the semi since Brazil did it in 1998. 7th time overall they've reached the Final Four. Camera continues to find Southgate, but it's France that has moved on. 2-1, Landon Donovan, Clint Dempsey, Alexi Lawless here with you. And Big Red, there go the defending champs to their fans.
Yep, and they're celebrating, but it's a little sheepish in the way that they're celebrating, in that I think they recognize that, yes, they're moving on, and that's ultimately the most important thing, but they did not play particularly well. And I'm telling you right now, there is absolutely no shame for this England squad in terms of the way that they played today. At times in the past, maybe there has been stuff that they left on the table, and yes, they'll rue the moments that they let in the goals. But man, oh man, this was a good England team, and that's maybe what makes it even more painful, because this might have been the best England team, and they let one get away here in terms of ultimately scoring goals.
And Clint's been saying all tournament long,